Human attention works like natural sunlight. The light is always there, covering the landscape, but it's diffused. When that light is spread out, it gently warms the ground. But if you gather all those scattered photons and direct them into a single, intensely bright beam, you generate enough heat to start a fire. Most of us operate in a baseline state of diffused light. We navigate our daily routines with a mind full of static, divided desires, and a constantly shifting focus. Our psychological energy tends to bleed out in a dozen different directions at once. A ritual functions as this convex lens. It is a structured container designed to capture scattered attention and consolidate it. By passing through this specific framework, vague thoughts and desires compress into a high-intensity focal point. Without a structured mechanism to gather and direct that psychological energy, human intentions remain weak. They lack the density required to actually shape reality or drive meaningful change. To build that structured container, you must first clear away the static. This begins in the physical world. Cleaning your immediate environment and removing clutter eliminates visual distractions that drain attention. Physical order creates the baseline for energetic order. Once the physical space is clear, you must establish a definitive boundary. Practitioners often visualize a sphere of light or walk the perimeter of the room to explicitly mark a line between ordinary daily life and the specific times set aside for the ritual. This boundary serves a specific psychological function. Stepping inside that deliberately marked space acts as a direct physical cue to your unconscious mind. It signals that the standard rules of daily distraction are suspended and deep, highly focused work is about to begin. This sealed boundary is the foundation. By closing off the outside world, you create containment pressure. You need that pressure to hold the energy you are about to build, ensuring it doesn't leak out before it reaches its peak. With the container sealed, the preparation turns inward. You center the body by sitting quietly, drawing your awareness away from external thoughts and anchoring your attention entirely on the physical rhythm of your breath. In this model of the body's energy centers, focus is directed toward the lower dantian. Located in the lower abdomen, this pulsing nexus point acts as a reservoir where life force is gathered. As the breath slows, the energy pool expands. From this grounded state, you call upon external forces for support. Whether you view this as the Tao, the intelligence of nature, or your own higher self, speaking an invocation aloud aligns your personal emission with a broader structural intelligence. Next comes the declaration of intent. This requires absolute specificity. Instead of saying, "I want a new job," you declare the exact nature of the work, the environment, and the fulfillment it brings, phrasing it entirely in the present tense. By combining deep internal alignment with language that eliminates all ambiguity, a vague wish is replaced with a precise coordinate for the physical world to reorganize around. That abstract intent now requires a material anchor. You perform a physical, symbolic action, like lighting a candle, writing the intention on paper, or planting a seed. A symbol is inert until it is fueled by genuine, visceral emotional engagement. You have to physically feel the joy, relief, or excitement of the outcome to generate the power needed. Notice the energy pathways. Gathered life force moves upward, channeling down the arms and pooling into the symbolic object. As intense emotion is applied, the pathways surge in thickness. This amplifies the projected energy's frequency, causing the focal point to broadcast perfectly symmetrical, expanding waves. This charging sequence reaches its apex through clear somatic markers. The body responds physically. You will feel noticeable heat in your palms, tingling in your limbs, or a sudden intense spike of alertness. The ritual uses these physical sensations to anchor the mind's intent. By closing the circuit between your gathered focus and an external action, you transform a mundane object into a highly charged energetic beacon. This brings us to a difficult transition. The moment the energy reaches its absolute peak, you must immediately and completely release your attachment to the outcome. Look at what happens to that expanding wave pattern when doubt is introduced. Obsessively checking for results, or feeling anxiety about the timeline creates literal interference. The erratic static of your worry broadcasts just as loudly as the original intention, disrupting the entire process. Consider the agricultural metaphor of planting a seed. You water the soil and ensure it has sunlight, but you must trust the subterranean growth process. If you violently dig up the seed every day to monitor its progress, you kill it. Mastery of this process relies on your capacity to tolerate a paradox. You must have the discipline to hold intense focus while simultaneously executing total surrender. You conclude the ritual by expressing profound gratitude. By giving thanks as if the requested outcome has already materialized, you complete the circuit and align yourself with the emotional state that attracts the result. Then you formally dissolve the energetic boundary. You blow out the candle, declare the space closed, and physically ground your body, often by eating or drinking, to fully transition your nervous system out of the sacred container. But the work isn't over. Re-entering ordinary life requires heightened vigilance. You have to actively watch for the synchronicities, new relationships, and sudden opportunities that begin to emerge in response to your intention. This alignment works through natural channels. By heightening your internal awareness, you become more capable of recognizing and acting on the opportunities that appear in your environment. Ritual prepares the mind to notice and seize specific outcomes. It coordinates your attention with the world around you. But when a door finally opens, it is still the individual who must choose to step forward and walk through.